Can you tell I'm happy? I am happy. I've had some incredible things happen to me in the last 48 hours. So one of the things I want to share about is the importance of mentoring. I did a video last week on mentoring and about how important it's been to have someone in my life that has shared with me their experience, strength, and hope, and helped me to weather some incredible storms in my life, and also have helped to elevate me and give me opportunities that I wouldn't have had if it wasn't for mentors in my life. Yesterday, I made a phone call to a student that went through Job Corps, and he was working. If I asked him, I said, "What are you doing?" He graduated Job Corps about 3 years ago. He was 16 years old when he was in Job Corps. He's 19 years old now, and he is an incredible person. Let me tell you how I met him. At Job Corps, which if you're not familiar with Job Corps, please get acquainted with it. Google it, find out what Job Corps is. It is an incredible program that the U.S. government to help young people, students, get the training they need for whatever reason that they didn't get in traditional schools so that they can be job ready, so they can really go into the workforce and thrive. And so I met this kid because of my book, Mentor the Kid and the CEO. I went out to the Job Corps Center in Guthrie, Oklahoma, and I did this every Thursday. I would leave my office at 3:30. I would drive out there, which took about 45 minutes to get there. And I would meet with the students, anywhere from 5 to 15, sometimes up to 20, to run around the complex. Now, Job Corps is kind of like a college for kids that need to be set in the right direction. They live on campus, the one in Guthrie, and there's about 120 centers throughout the United States. So I would go up there and I would run with the students, and during that run we would talk about books, and I would pay them actually $10 to read a book and to do a report on it. And one of the first books that I did ask them to read was Mentor the Kid and the CEO. And in the back of the book there's a list of other books, and I would bring those books and the students would read those and do reports on them, and I would pay them $10 in $2 bills. So Josh read the book, Mentor the Kid and the CEO, and then he asked for another book. And the book he asked for was The Greatest Miracle in the World. And from there, he read probably north of 10 to 15 books. Personal development books, religious books, business books, relationship books. And when he graduated from Job Corps, he went back to be around his family. And I'm not really sure exactly what state he went to at first. But here's the bottom line. Yesterday, I asked Josh, I said, "What are you doing?" And he said he was working. I said, "Where are you working?" And he's working in a chicken processing plant. And he's getting paid $15 an hour to put dead chickens into boxes. This kid is worth so much to society. He's one of the most polite, willing, grateful people I've ever met. I know for a fact that we need people to work in chicken processing plants and beef processing plants. But here's my question. Would you want that job? I wouldn't want that job. Plus, I'm plant-based, so, working in a chicken farm is just not my cup of tea. But this kid has so much more potential. And he's from a very poor family. And he hasn't had the structure that a lot of people in America have had in their lives. I grew up in a family environment where I had the same mom and dad, and they stayed together until I was 16. But there's so many kids that don't even know their fathers, or don't know their mothers, or don't have any relationship with their biological parents. I don't know the full story on Josh, but I know he deserves a chance. So I asked him, I said, "If I pay you $15 an hour, will you move to Oklahoma City and work for us?" And there was a silence at the other end of the line. It seemed like forever. And he said he would be honored to. He couldn't believe that I was making such an offer to him. He wants to work. He wants to make a difference. And because I own a small business, and because there are projects that we could do, I'm going to be able to provide him an opportunity. And our company is about learning. You know, we pay our employees to read. We pay our employees to exercise. We pay our employees to get involved in what's going on locally, how they can make a difference. Not a couple of weeks ago, we went to the food bank and we processed and we put food packages together so people could have something to eat. Josh is on his way to Oklahoma City, and I am so excited he's going to be here. I talked to him this morning. This is Wednesday morning. I talked to him this morning. He should be here at 1 o'clock this afternoon. I don't exactly know what position we're going to put him in. We're going to see what his skill sets are and where we can start him at. He's 19, but he's got a willingness. He's got a willingness to do something with his life. He wants to make the world a better place. I'm so excited to be able to spend time with him. Now, for some of you that have kind of watched these videos from time to time, I want to share with you, yes, I am riding across the United States on a Harley Davidson. I started in Oklahoma City and I drove through Kittiquay, Texas, all the way to El Paso with a stop in Midland. And last week I flew back down to El Paso, got my motorcycle, and I drove the motorcycle from El Paso, Texas to Del Rio, and from Del Rio to Houston, Texas. About 800 miles. And I did this Thursday afternoon. I was flying out of Oklahoma City on American Airlines at 8 o'clock in the morning, but I didn't get to El Paso until 4 o'clock Central Time. Now, El Paso is an hour behind us, but my schedule was to ride from El Paso to Del Rio the first day. I didn't make it that far. But I did make it to Del Rio on the second day, and from there I made it to Houston. I got to Houston. I needed to be at the Harley Davidson shop before 5 o'clock because that's when they close on Saturday. I needed a place to park my Harley, but I also needed some work done on it. I want to take off the pipes that they put on it. Somebody that owned it before me put basically straight pipes on it. It's extremely loud. I want to go back to the original manufacturer. And I want to put some saddlebags on it so I can actually carry more than just a razor blade, because that's all I had. I had no change of clothes. I didn't have any running shoes. So a lot of my schedule has been altered. Normally I run 4 or 5 days a week, and when I'm on this trip, I haven't run. So I'm going to be able to have a place for my tennis shoes, some running clothes, and maybe even a change of clothes. So my next goal is to go from Houston to Key West, Florida. Now that's going to be about 1,400 or 1,500 miles. So I'm going to have to take a little bit longer than 3 days to make that happen, or really be focused on riding. And I love stopping and talking with people across the United States. Anybody can do this. You can do this if you want to do it. I bought a used Harley Davidson for a very good price. I paid $3,000 for it. It had 20,000 miles on it, and it had been really well taken care of. It doesn't cost much for gas, and I could leave it at, I could, just drive it and come back on it. But what I'm doing is I'm driving it, stopping in Houston. I flew home. I'm going to fly back to Houston in the first part of December, and then I'll continue on. And I know I'm going to get for sure, I'm going to make it to Miami. But basically from Miami to Key West is going to be about 110 miles. And I want to leave my motorcycle in Miami. So that drive to Key West and back would be another 220 miles. I'm meeting people. I'm seeing how great this country is. The United States of America is an incredible country. We are so blessed to be here. There is so much positive activity in the world. We need to focus on what we're grateful for. And last week at a church that I've been attending, they started a campaign to invite more people to church. It just started about 6 or 7 years ago. And I made them a deal. I asked them if they would put these stickers on cars. I asked them to get permission to put the stickers, please invite someone to church this month, on cars, get the permission, put the sticker on it, and then record on this piece of paper the make of the car and the color of the car. And there's room for 10. So to give this card to their congregation, to members of their congregation, and 10 or plus stickers. And every time they put one of these stickers on a car, I would donate $10 to that church, up to 1,000 stickers. So I'm willing to donate $10,000 to this church if they put 100 stickers on people's cars. Now think of it. Who did you help yesterday? How did you make a positive difference in somebody's life? Okay? I think the more we give, the more we live. And one of the greatest places to meet people that have value, good values in their life, that have good morals, is through church. Now, I know there's a lot of people that go to church that are hypocrites. As Zig Ziglar says, there's always room for one more. And sometimes I wear two different masks of who I am in church and who I am in the relationship. But my goal is to be a better person, to be more loving, to be more kind, to be more respectful. And one of the places I can do that is at church, because there are kind, loving, respectful people that go to church. People that really follow the teachings of Jesus Christ, live life of faith and of forgiveness and of acceptance. And so I want more people to come to church. And so I have 600,000 of these stickers, 600,000. And I want to give these stickers away to people that have put them on bumper stickers. You're sitting in traffic and you look up and there's a car in front of you and it's got this sticker. Please invite someone to church this month. And you're a churchgoer and you've been thinking about your brother that hadn't been going to church in a long time. And you think, I ought to just call him. He just lives down the street. Why don't I call and say, you want to go to church with us this month? That gives him plenty of time to work it into his schedule. And if he says yes, he might find something there that changes his life. So, invite somebody to church. If you own a business and you can hire somebody and give them a chance, hire them. Make our country even better. The more we give, the more we live. I'm excited to ride my motorcycle to Key West, Florida, to read another book, to have a new friendship, to go on another adventure, to create something. Two ways to make money, the competitive way or the creative way. I would rather make money by being creative, by inventing something, by writing a book, by taking ink and paper and making it into something that will make a difference. By making a video to inspire us, including myself, inspire me to take better action. This morning I was in Oklahoma County Jail passing out books. And a guy asked me if I would bond him out. And I asked him the question, how many of the books that I've been giving out here at the jail have you read? And he said, well, I don't really like those kind of books. And I thought, if he would read these kind of books, these personal development books, these religious books, these financial books, these business books, he might not have to be in jail facing some time in prison. Knowledge is the key if we take that knowledge and we put it into action. If we want to be successful, we got to take action. And I got to continue to raise my standards. This morning when I got up out of bed, I went through my normal routine process and I came back into my bedroom. My wife had gotten out of bed. My bed wasn't made. I had short minutes. I needed to get out of the house as soon as possible. But I stopped and I made my bed. And I stood back from my bed and I said, I like the way this looks. And I did that for me and I did it for my wife. We live in a nice house. It's not the nicest house on the block, but it's clean, it's well organized, and it's full of love. Bring some love into your life today. Help somebody for fun and for free. Thank you.